Hi, my name is Rabbi Cass. I'm a Sofer Center in Monsey, New York, and I want to bring awareness today about the importance of buying Tefillin and Mezuzahs from a Sofer Center. Not Amazon, not eBay, not a gift shop, or a Judaica store in most cases. And the reason why I want to bring awareness is because I just had a story started a few weeks ago where somebody brought me a pair of tefillin to check, and he basically told me don't work too hard on it, because if it needs a lot of work, don't bother. I have a spare pair of tefillin which is coming in the mail. So I was curious and I asked him, like, where are you getting it from? How much did you pay for it? And he says he ordered them on eBay and he got them for a really good price, a bargain, a steal, and it's coming in a few weeks in the mail. So I said, I'm interested to see if you don't mind. I politely told him that sometimes you can buy things online and it's not the quality that you expect it to be. If it's okay, can you bring it in when you get it and let's look it over and examine it? So he agreed. So this was not that long ago where he brought the tefillin in to me. They came and we opened it up together, and now the boxes and the straps, they looked okay. But when we opened it up to look at the actual text, that's where the problem started. And I'm going to show you what the text actually looked like, because I have them here with me right now. We'll start. I'll show you. I wanted to show you the hand one. Okay, this is the hand tefillin. Okay, have it right there. Now the fact that, oops, there you go, just separated. The fact that it's not one piece is not such a big deal. I'm more concerned about the actual quality. Okay, we could glue that back. Okay, this is the hand tefillin. Okay, you can see how every single parchment is a separate piece. The hand tefillin is supposed to actually be one piece of skin. Here you can see every single one is, but that's I don't want to go into that right now, because there are some authorities who say that can be done if it's done the right way. Okay. Let me show you some of the actual lettering. It'll be easier to show you one of the hand tefillin. I don't know, can you see that? This is actually the second parsha in the Shel Rosh. It's supposed to say V'haya ki yiviyacha, and forget about the aleph and the bays, because I mean those are really written really bad. But I mean the chaf is a resh. There's nothing to say, nothing to argue about. That's completely not written properly. That's totally not kosher. I mean, you can't read any of the letters. Well, that was sad to open that up and to see that that's what was inside. And I mean, it does explain why the tefillin was being sold for so little, because they were written, well, either one of two scenarios. One is that they were written by somebody who doesn't know how to write, and nobody would buy it from him, and therefore he was forced to sell it for so little, because he couldn't get a fair price for his ksav, for his writing, because it wasn't written properly kosher. The other scenario, which I don't prefer to believe, is that somebody was just being dishonest and purposely writing and purposely selling something that they knew wasn't good. I personally prefer to believe that the person who wrote it, the person who sold it, didn't know any better and were just unaware that they weren't writing it properly. Now not knowing is not an excuse, but I like to believe that people are honest and people are well-intentioned and well-meaning. Now, I remember when I was a student, I was doing some Jewish outreach in Italy, and we went for a Shabbos to Venice, and I think maybe it was a Friday or Sunday before or after Shabbos. We were spending some time looking around Venice, and there's an island over there. I think I don't want to say it wrong, Murano maybe? I don't remember. It's been almost 15 years. But basically you go on a boat there to this island, and it's famous for blowing glass. and they have like shows where they take the glass, they heat it up, and they can make like all kinds of things out of it. So we watched a show. It was very interesting, and after the show they like walk you through their gift shop where they have a lot of stuff, nice things that they made, like nice decorations and nice designs. And they also have a lot of things which they breed in, that are made from glass, brought in from other places, just to make a sale. And while I was looking at all these beautiful glass designs over there, I came across a shelf which had some gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful glass, all different colors you can imagine, beautiful mezuzah cases. And this was around the time when I was interested in becoming a sofer. I had like already done a little research, spoken to one or two people. I knew enough. I would say I knew a little bit more than the average person, but I was definitely not a scribe, a sofer at that time. And I saw that in the mezuzah case there was a scroll. So I was curious to see like what I don't know. I think I was able to tell without looking at it too hard that it was a paper in the back, but just to be sure, it came out easily enough. It was an open back mezuzah case. I took it out, I unrolled the scroll, and it was a paper in there. And it bothered me a lot because obviously a paper mezuzah is not kosher. And the reason is because it says in the Torah, the paragraph of Shema, which talks about loving God and with all your soul and all your might, and teaching these words to our children. At the end of the paragraph, it says you should take these words and write them on the doorposts and the gates and the doorposts of your home. So obviously it has to be written. And what I had in my hands here was a photocopy. It wasn't written by anybody, so it's obviously not fulfilling the mitzvah of having a mezuzah scroll or mezuzah. So I was concerned, a little naive then also, and I went to I like to say I'm naive, but really I just like to believe people are honest. But anyways, so I was very upset. I went to the store clerk, who spoke a good English, I guess, for the tourists, and I said to her, I said, this is not, I know I'm a rabbi, this is not a good kosher scroll. Are you aware? People might buy this and think that there's a scroll in there, and it's a problem. So she says, yeah, I know, like they're not the main rabbi from Venice, the rabbi over there had at some point, I guess, mentioned this to her. And she said that she talked to the artist, but the artist told her that it's not meant to be considered a real mezuzah, a real scroll. Rather, it's just an example or a demonstration of what a scroll would look like inside of the mezuzah case. Now, whether that's true or not is not the point. The point is that somebody's in a gift shop in Italy who found a beautiful mezuzah case, and at the same time they think they found a mezuzah as well. Now that would never happen in any sofer, by any sofer stam, any scribe. Even if they were selling a nice glass case, they would obviously make sure that the scroll that's in it is obviously 100% kosher. So that's why I'm saying you have to be very careful where you buy the tefillin, where you buy the mezuzahs, because, and unfortunately a lot of gift shops are guilty of the same, I'm going to call it negligence, by not verifying the items that they sell are to be 100% kosher. They're not properly trained, they're not scribes, they're not a sofer. They're selling mezuzahs like they're selling a menorah. And unlike a menorah, if a menorah is a little bit bent or a little tarnished, it does not make it not kosher. It may not look as nice. They could take off a couple of dollars from the menorah maybe, but fulfilling the mitzvah would be the same. But when it comes to tefillin and mezuzah, if it's a little bit tarnished, if there's even one letter that's not written properly, you don't have these words written, right? You don't have the words written on the doorposts of your home, and so too for tefillin. You don't have it. So that's why it's very important to buy mezuzahs and tefillin from a scribe, from a sofer. Now, some Judaica stores in like very religious communities will have like a sofer provide the mezuzahs for the Judaica store, and if that's the case, you're basically relying on the reputation of the sofer that's providing the mezuzahs. And if he has a good reputation and he's certified, then you're good to go. The only thing you have to be careful is sometimes, and I've seen this in some Judaica stores, they have like some mezuzahs which a sofer provides, like maybe the nicer ones, the better ones, and then they have like another section where the cheaper ones are brought in at the Judaica store owner's own discretion from somewhere in Israel, mezuzahs that he is bringing in just to have a cheaper quality. So you have to realize these ones have the certification of the Sofer. These ones were checked over by a Sofer before they're being sold, and these ones are being sold and they're not. So you have to always ask those questions. Were these checked by Sofer? And just having, like I'm going to show you, just having a kosher certification packaging does not make it kosher. I want to show you a mezuzah here. Unfortunately, this is more common than you think. Seeing something like this, a mezuzah wrapped in this, does not make it kosher. Right? The lettering is also very, very poorly written. But with that being said, this whole story with the tefillin being brought to me that was bought on eBay got me wondering. And I don't know exactly which seller sold this particular pair of tefillin, but I searched tefillin on eBay and I searched tefillin on Amazon, and I found something that I want to share with you. It was quite shocking. I mean, the prices here I'm seeing. I'm looking at it right now. There's a tefillin here for $159, $189 on eBay. Amazon has tefillin for $157. And eBay here says that they sold already 85 of these pairs. Now, to buy a pair, and I'm going to show you this in a minute, but to buy a pair of tefillin for $189 or $157 is, quite frankly, I don't want to say laughable, but I want to show you something. Give me a second. Okay, don't take this the wrong way, but I have here what's called a play set of tefillin. I sell it for $12, but some places sell it for $15. What this is it looks like tefillin, but it's not really tefillin. It looks very much like tefillin. It has straps, it has boxes. I'm not going to open it up to show you, but the point that I'm saying is the price point difference between this and the $150 for a real set is scary. You have to realize that a kosher pair of tefillin, to write the text itself, takes anywhere from 8 to 10 hours to 25 to 30 hours, depending on how slow the Sofer is going to write and how nice he wants it to come out. So if somebody's spending, and that's how long it takes to write a good kosher pair of tefillin. So if you're seeing a pair of tefillin like that for $157, and that's not just the parsha, that's with the boxes, that's with the straps, that's paying somebody to put it all together. Alarm bells, like I like to say, alarm bells should go off in your head. Like, something does not add up. Something doesn't add up. And so here I want to show you. I'm going to show you right now on eBay and Amazon, because it's interesting if you see the reviews. Let the reviews speak for themselves. Give me a second. Let me show you what we have over here. Okay, so first I'm going to show you here on eBay. You have what's called a high quality tefillin. It's $189. At Nebuch, they sold 85 of these pairs. Now, there's so many of them being sold over here. I don't know which one the client of mine bought. That's not my department. I'm just, I think he said he's going to be returning them. He had 30 days to return them or something. But here, look at this. Okay. I don't know this Be'er Hastam. I'm not saying anything against Be'er Hastam. I don't know what tefillin they sell in particular. What I'm talking about is a pair of tefillin that was bought on eBay. It wasn't bought from this person. But when you look at this pair of tefillin, it's just an example that I'm getting off of Amazon. When you look at this tefillin here, I mean, it's pushing 4 stars. What does it have exactly? 3.8 out of 5 stars. Well, that's not bad. I mean, hardly anything really has 5 stars. But 4 out of 5 stars, that's pretty good. So, without really looking into what the reviews are, $157 looks like a great opportunity for a 4-star pair of tefillin. But if you go into the actual reviews, I want to show you this. Let's look at the reviews over here. Okay. Purchased these for our son. They appear well made with fine straps and protection cases. Excellent pair of tefillin, affordable price. Okay, so he's basically saying I'm giving it 5 stars because it's cheap. Another reviewer says, this is the first tefillin for a bar mitzvah boy and it fits him perfectly. Okay, so 5 stars because it fits him perfectly. Was looking exactly what I was looking for. Price right, thank you very much. Okay, a happy customer. Fraction of the cost of buying from the store. I can't evaluate durability since I don't use it. Okay, well, this is the next one here. Oh, the package arrived much sooner than they stated. So we're giving 5 stars because the package arrived very quick. Excellent craftsmanship. Comes with top-notch plastic covers for each of the bias. Leather straps, single good quality. Carrying bag, cloth comes in plastic zipper bag. Okay. Basically, what I'm seeing here is I'm giving this 5 stars. Why am I giving it 5 stars? Because it came really quickly, because it has good plastic boxes, because it fit very well, and because it's very cheap. Now, there's a lot of these 5-star reviews, but if you go and you click the 1-star reviews, you see a totally different picture being painted. Okay, so you have over here, the box contains non-certified kosher scroll. It's useless, not kosher. These tefillin are not kosher. My friend just purchased and brought to ascribe to check. He didn't have to look too hard. Okay. Unless you're naturally gullible, don't buy these. They are nowhere near kosher, and if kosher doesn't bother you to make your own, it's cheaper. Okay. And there's quite a few reviews saying how they took these tefillin to ascribe and checked, and they were very poorly written and not kosher. So there you have it. You see that even the tefillin which are being sold on Amazon for very cheap, unfortunately, are not, doesn't seem to be authentic pairs of tefillin. So I want to finish off this video by telling everybody that if you do need a pair of tefillin, I would even go so far as to say this: borrow a pair of tefillin if you can't afford a good kosher pair of tefillin, which, by the way, should cost somewhere in the realm of $500 minimum for an inexpensive pair of tefillin, but at least minimally kosher. Borrow, and then save up when you have enough to purchase a pair of tefillin, a good kosher pair of tefillin. Buy it, because what might end up happening is, even if you say, oh, you know, it may not be kosher, but it's you know, it's good enough for me. I'll tell you another story. One other story I want to say here. I'm a sofer. I deal with a lot of different vendors, and I had one of the vendors who sells me mezuzah cases. He told me a story. He goes around the United States selling these cases to all types of gift shops and Judaica stores. And at one Judaica store, he was selling them the mezuzah cases, and he looked over at the mezuzahs they were selling, and he's not a trained sofer, but like you saw this scroll I showed you. You don't have to be a sofer to know. I mean, you have to know the Hebrew letters to know that this is not written right. And he saw a mezuzah that was so poorly written that he, just as a salesman, but being able to read Hebrew, realized that it wasn't written properly. And he said to the store clerk, he said, like, how can you sell this? And they said to him, well, most of our customers are not religious anyways. And he was telling me this story, and he was like shocked, and I also, quite frankly, was shocked also. Whether you're religious or not, if you want to do the mitzvah has to be 100%. It has to be kosher. Okay, there's no such thing as doing the mitzvah, or almost doing the mitzvah. You know, like just like you would agree that you couldn't take the play pair of tefillin, which is they're not even attempting to make it look like a good kosher pair of tefillin, and fulfill the mitzvah. The same way you can't take a pair of tefillin which looks more authentic but not 100% kosher and try to do the mitzvah, because that would be like trying to drive to Florida in an oversized plastic car. I mean, if it's not a real car, if it's not the real thing, it's not going to get you anywhere. And likewise, even if it looks like a real tefillin, but the parashas inside are not good, so it could be good kosher boxes, good straps, that would be like a car. Sorry, I got interrupted by that phone call. But I said, like I was saying, even if you have authentic looking boxes and straps, it would be like a real car with a plastic or not functioning engine inside, which again would not be able to get you anywhere. So just to wrap up this video, I know it ended up being a lot longer than I intended. Make sure you buy your mezuzahs and your tefillin from a reliable sofer that's certified and that has a great reputation, and you'll be good. Okay? If you like this video, subscribe for more. If you have any questions or comments, write them in the comments. And Amir Hashem will continue making good videos to educate people and bring awareness to the importance of having kosher quality tefillin and mezuzahs.